Hello, dwellers of the internet, welcome back. Today is going to be a topic of, I actually don't know how to introduce this topic. The topic is time. And, time is elusive. Time is something none of us have enough of. Time is something that inevitably runs out for each and every one of us. It will, and it does, and it always has, no matter the importance, no matter the historical significance of a certain figure, no matter the influence of a certain person, no matter what the history of any being of the human race, whether they be sentient, whether they be an evolutionary byproduct, whether they be animalistic, whether they be tribal or modern, whether they be savage or civilized, whether they be anyone or anything that has come into existence and called itself life due to the awareness of itself. Time takes no prisoners. Time will eventually kill us all. It is a slow process, not ultimately, actually. It can be slow or fast. Time withering away at an individual is a slow process that is leading to an inevitability, which is why when it's taken away suddenly, when time takes life away suddenly, when it happens instantaneously in a car accident, when a ride falls off the rails, when somebody who's having a particularly bad day comes up to you and decides they're going to put a bullet in your head, when a terrorist organization gets a hold of a few individuals that they could put on camera to make an example of, when a man decides he's had enough of a woman, when a woman decides she's had enough of a man, when a child decides he's had enough of his parents or her parents, when the parents decide they've had enough of that crying baby in the crib, oh boy, life can end. And it can end abruptly. This is a scary thought. And besides the arguments of sentience and free will and actions based on causality or of an autonomous nature, besides all this, we can look to time, and we can know no matter what, time is the inevitable clock ticking down from the moment you're born, from the moment you can form memory, from the moment that you remember first existing. Take a moment and try to think about the first memory you have, the earliest possible that you can search back through the data files in that brain of yours of your existence. How long ago was it? How old were you? Odds are it ranges between the years of 1 and 3 of your age, and nothing prior. I haven't met a person to this day that can tell me they have a memory of themselves existing when they were a certain amount of months before 1 year. Every memory, most memories, about 99% of people I talk to say that they have memories after 2 years old, including myself. And there has been a couple of people who can trace memories back to when they were 1 year old. I don't have any memories of this time, or none that I can place as specifically around that time. People may have cloudy visions, they may have foggy recollections of events that could have taken place during that time, but they don't have enough of a reference point or enough of a complete picture, or a complete amount of information to determine specifically that it was when they were the age that they say they were, or that they could say that they were, for it to be confirmed as a memory from when you were 1. But regardless, nobody remembers their birth. We come into this world waking up. We come into this world existing already, having memories of not the beginning, but a little bit post the beginning. Nobody remembers the start, but we all know we're heading towards an end. This was broadcasted to me, and it reminded me, and it was reminded to me by this game, Devil May Cry, DMC, aptly named, because this game I bought for the PlayStation 3 when it came out, and I beat it when I was a teenager, and it was fun. I abandoned it. I hadn't played it for a long time. It came out in a remastered form eventually, after years had passed, in the Devil May Cry Definitive Edition, I believe it was called. Yes, Definitive Edition for the PS4, with the inclusion of all DLC, every bug fix implemented into the game, every update solidified into the code of the game that would be released for the PS4. I bought that after many years had passed since I had played it on the PS3. I beat it once again. I got another platinum for it. Then I abandoned it again for months to a year. I had deleted it from my PlayStation 4 to make room for data files of other games that I was getting subsequently afterwards that held more relevance to me, that were of more importance as time went on. Then when those games became irrelevant, I felt nostalgic for this game. Then I made room for it in the amount of data that my PlayStation 4 can hold, which is 500 gigabytes. I made room for this game, which is 20, I think, somewhere around there, 20 gigabytes. I made room for it once again. I reinstalled it, and I played it again, just to relive and feel nostalgic about the fun of it, which was cool, which was awesome. I played through the story maybe once or twice more, and I stopped playing it again. I left it abandoned, and then I abandoned it again for like a month or so, and then I deleted it again for the same reason that I had deleted it and abandoned it twice before, to make room for other games that held more of a priority, or other things that were consuming data on my PlayStation system. Then, eventually, when time had gone on enough to where I was feeling nostalgic about it again, within the cycle of nostalgia that I feel for most games that I buy, that I don't want to feel like I've wasted money on, so I reinstall them again to play again, which is what I did with this game. I did it again. I reinstalled it. Except this time, I reinstalled it, and I realized how much time had passed. The last time I played this game was March 9th of 2016, and as of the day of this recording, I have just gotten bored enough again with this last installation of DMC to where I deleted it again, but the thing of it is that I deleted it on February 12th, which is a month, February 12th, 2018, which is a month prior to just around 2 years since the last time I have played this game. And this has made me realize, throughout all these installations and reinstallations and revisitations of games that I've gone through, I more or less am reminded of times passing and the inevitable end that will come for us all. That'll be one hell of a ride. Peace.